Last week at the National League EGM, the clubs themselves gave 3G in the top flight of non-league football the green light. Obviously, it's subject to FA approval, but from your own personal perspective, do you think that's a good sign that clubs in both all three divisions now are showing favour towards that service?
Yeah, definitely. I remember me and Oliver going to a meeting sort of a couple of years back, and the sort of response we got from the conference board wasn't very favourable. So it's great that now people are seeing it. I had Tamworth manager on the phone to me yesterday. They're looking to go that route, and he was asking my opinion on it. And I think it's been great for the club. I've said it all along. It is. I must admit, I was sceptical at first, but since then you can only see one way that the club's gone, and I think the 3G has been a big part of that. So, especially with all these games being called off at this stage of the season, and we've not really had heavy bad weather, considering what has been for the last few years. So no, it's great that they're seeing that, and hopefully, they'll higher up as well. They'll keep looking at it.
Jimmy, it's been another really successful year for the academy in terms of both Squad 1 and 2.
Yeah, this year we've entered into 2 leagues, into youth conference leagues, and both teams are doing really, really well. First team won 4-0 Wednesday against Lewis at home. A good result, which sees them go 3 points clear top of the league, with a game in hand as well.
Another good win, and a first goal for yourself in 50 appearances.
Yeah, it was my first goal for the club. I've been receiving a bit of a stick off the boys for not scoring this season and last season, in fact. But yeah, it was good to get a first goal. And as you say, another win, another clean sheet. That's 12 clean sheets in 13 games now. So we're looking to set a new record for the academy.
Let's revel in the glory of that goal then just for a second. Talk us through it. It was a run up the right hand side, and then actually, did you get a bit dizzy as you started going to the box?
Yeah, it was a little 1-2 with centre back Craig Lawrence, and I thought I got a little bit of a nosebleed the further I got up the pitch, but the ball came over the top, and it was a little bit of a scuff. I'll be honest, might have even been a cross, who knows? But it's ended up in the back of the net, so happy days.
Both teams now in the National Cup quarter-final games to be played. I believe the week of the 10th of Wednesday, the 10th of February. They've got Dover away and Kidderminster away.
It's the first since the academy's formed that we've had the first and the second squad at this stage in the National Cup. So we've got tough games, Dover and Kidderminster away. But it's one of them where I think they've got a chance. And the second team's made up mainly first year, so they've had a good sort of go at it. Obviously, we've had Jack Richards, Archie have been around the first team this year, first year lads, so that's another strong point. So no, they're going well at the moment. Hopefully the first squad, we've got a few of them out getting first team experience at other clubs, and hopefully they'll go on to win that league.
As well as being here, obviously you're dual registered in the Rutland South.
Yeah, that's correct.
How is that helping you? Obviously you're getting to play the men's game as well. Are you find that's helping the academy game as well?
I feel playing in the Rutland South is fantastic down there at the moment. Hive, enjoying it. Me and Will Thomas are down there. I feel like I'm learning a lot more as well. I'm able to bring that into my game here and know when to make a tackle, when to stand off, and what to do in certain situations.
And trials coming up during the February half-term week. If there's someone that's in year 11 haven't yet made their mind up what they want to do for years 12 and 13. Why would this be an option for them? Tell us a bit more about it.
Yeah, trials are coming up Monday, Tuesday in the February half term, so it's the 15th, 16th, and it's a chance to come down, show us what you got. We're fortunate enough to have about 60 or 70 boys turn up, where we can only recruit 30. So we do recruit people based on their football ability as well as their academic. We are fortunate enough to offer a level 2 course now, so if the boys don't manage to achieve their 5 A to C at GCSE, we can put them on a level 2 course, which is a GCSE equivalent. So it allows us to recruit the strongest players, which is ideally what we're after, because we are a football academy. It'll be interesting. That we're going to lose a lot of strong players this year that are currently in their second year, so we'll have to recruit some strong players to boost to what's already a strong setup.
And in terms of the academy, obviously you're 3 points clear in the league. You've got a game in hand as well. That's over Dartford. Are you due to play the Darts before the end of the season? Yeah,
we've still got to play Dartford, Dover and Edgeley, and it is amongst us 4 who are going to be the title contenders. And like I say, we've got game in hand and we're 3 points clear. So fingers crossed it's now a chasing game for others, so fingers crossed that we can nick it and stay at the top.
And to your own connection with Mates United, that That stretches over several years now, both for a youth player, within the reserves, reserve team manager as well. Are you still enjoying being part of the Mates United setup?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I've been involved with the club since the age of 13. Pete Knott got me involved from 13s all the way through to what ended up being the first team. Went out on loan to Chatham, where unfortunately I picked up the injury and never recovered. Managed to be part of the sort of the Chris Smalling era, if you like. It's been brilliant to see that move from Sittingbourne at the Dogs track up there down to the Gallagher, and to see the progressions now. And I really wish this was around when for me to have that opportunity to do what the boys are currently doing now. It's outstanding. We've even introduced a third year now for the boys if they wish to take it, doing a personal trainer course, which is something that, they're getting a £4,000 qualification for free if they decide to take that third year. It's brilliant, really good for them.
So 21 days after the Bath City game, you're finally going to be back in action tomorrow?
Yeah, it's definitely a long time coming. I think the boys are chomping at the bit now, so we've had a couple of friendlies which have been worthwhile, but it's nothing, you can't compare it to obviously the standard of the Conference South, so no, it's something we're looking forward to.
Obviously it was an enforced rest, but do you think overall it will have done the boys good just to have a slight break, recharge the batteries, and, as you say, come back strong for these final few weeks?
I think you never know. You're hoping that's the response you get. We had a couple. I know Roger would have probably been struggling for the next game, so I think a few people have been able to have a little rest. But it's one of them where, when you've had 2 weeks, you're hoping that they're going to come out flying, but it doesn't always work like that, especially off the back of 3 wins. You kind of just want that next game, but it is what it is. We've got to get on with it, and we're at home. Obviously, we're in a good position in the league, so it's one that we can look forward to, hopefully in front of a big crowd.
Concord go into the game a bit of in different form of late, but the match we played against them up there was quite a competitive fixture. Yeah,
I've known Flanners years. I was a YT with him many years ago, so I know what he'll have from his teams. And when he bought Brentwood here as well, his teams are very hard working first and foremost, and they've got some good players. Obviously Ben Greenhill's one lad that we know well, and he caused us a few problems up there. So they're a side that they have had an indifferent form of late, and I'm sure that's something Alan want to be sort of getting them on a run. So we just got to make sure that if we can continue from the sort of where we left off, the Bath performance away was a very good performance. If we can get sort of around that standard, then hopefully we'll be okay.
I know you said in the past you tend to concentrate on your own side. You're not looking much at others, but in terms of those 3 weeks we have been off, there've been sides in and around that top 5 that have dropped points. So all in all, although we haven't played, it's not been, teams haven't pulled away dramatically either, have they?
No, they haven't. It's a similar situation at last season. I remember when we was having the FA Cup run, and Margate at the time could have pulled quite a few points away, and although we would have had the games in hand. And they never quite did it, and around us teams have been dropping points. Obviously Dartford went on a great run, they've lost their last 2. Sutton, obviously they're on a great run at the moment, and looking very strong, so they've creeped up on us, but all in all there's not been too much made up on us, which is good. Obviously, as I've said all along, if we can cement our place in the playoffs is our main aim, and anything more than that would obviously be a massive bonus, but no, it's great that no one's been able to quite get near us at the moment.
In terms of team news for tomorrow, any likely changes to what you saw at Bath, or is it still mulling it over at the moment?
Yeah, we'll have a think. There's a couple. J-May's got a slight knock, so we'll have to see how he is tomorrow. Alex Flisher's back training now, so he comes in contention, but it might be one game too early. So no, we've got a few options, but it's one of them where I'll have a good think tonight. I'm pretty much there, I think, on selection, but we'll obviously make sure everyone's right tomorrow.
We spoke to Jim earlier, obviously talking about the fact that the success of the academy since it came to the Gala in 2012. Obviously you played alongside Jim back, I guess it would have been several years ago now, wouldn't it? Is it good that you've got people that have got that connection with the club? Obviously Jim started at 13, you've been around it yourself for several years as well, that you kind of get that real association with the club and a passion for it.
Yeah, I mean I never played with Jim, he was kind of a reserve lad, so I never got to play with him, he weren't quite good enough. But I think teaching was the right path he went down, but it shows you that not everyone's going to go into the football path, and there's other avenues. Obviously the coaching side of it he's good at, and the teaching.